Hi everybody. Hope everyone is well. I'm just a few minutes early, so I'm just gonna set up and I'll see you guys very shortly at 8. Hi guys, sorry I can see that people have just joined. If you are drawing tonight, do pop over to YouTube if you can. It'll be a little bit better placed. If not, hopefully the Facebook stream will be good enough. I'm just doing my checks before we start, so if you're gonna draw, then you've got time to get yourselves a little drink while we wait for others to join. So I'm just checking that the stream is all nice and up and running. If you're here, say hi. It'll help me check that the chat windows are working for both YouTube and Facebook. Do bear with me. Fortunately, I do have bronchitis, so I'm still recovering. I'm going to do my best not to do too much coughing on this live. So just checking that all the streams are working well. Looks nice and clean on Facebook. And it looks clean on YouTube by the looks of it. I think my screen is working. Last week I had, yeah, it looks like it's working. I had a bit of a issue where the stream froze. Hey Evie, good to see you. Hi to everybody on YouTube. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy the final part of the bunny. Make sure you switch this to 1080p so you get the full HD mode. Tonight we're going to finish off the body and then we're going to work our way down the to his back foot, and then we'll pop in those whiskers and then he'll be done. I don't think it's going to be a late stream tonight. I'm going to try and not let it be a late stream tonight so I can carry on resting. So yeah, I do apologise that I am full of cold and this bronchitis just will not shift. Thank you so much to everyone that's messaged me in this last 24 hours. My inbox has not stopped and it's been fantastic. Hopefully I've got back to everybody for the horseshoes. I'm really excited. I've got 2 sets out currently already started to be cleaned, so it's very exciting. So yeah, if anybody's over on Facebook, would you mind just popping a message on? I'd really appreciate it. But no worries if not. I'm just trying to make sure that both I know YouTube's working, I just can't see if Facebook is working. Sorry, excuse me. We'll start drawing in a couple of minutes. I know Evie's here. I think I've got another student coming very shortly. Just to go through. Oh, thanks, Jess. Nice to see you. Catch up soon, hopefully. Just to go through the materials, I've got 2H, 2B, 4B, mono eraser, blending stumps. I've got many blending stumps. And I've got the putty eraser, which I don't think we'll use, actually. I can't see us using too much of it. Maybe we might use it here. So what we'll do, I think everyone is here. And if not, they can always restart the stream. So I think we've got to this section here. So we'll kick off with the 2B. And we'll start by just bringing the hair down and over the shoulder here. And you're doing those right hand curves. I don't think we've got a lot of detail to put in here. because it looks like we did quite a bit in the last session, which was really good. And then we've done all this leg here. We've got a little bit of a left hand curve coming back up. I really enjoyed drawing this little bunny. I'm going to have to find another really cute subject to do for the next one for you guys. I'm going to try and make it a nice Friday evening thing. It won't be every week because it's just not possible, but yeah, it's been quite fun. I've just been quite gutted, like, especially last week. I completely forgot the other half was going out, and fortunately I did cancel it because she was up. My daughter was up until about 8:30, which was not ideal. Okay, switch over to your 2H. I'm going to just, this line here is just the edge of the shoulder, and the hair is actually curving out. Sorry. If anybody's just watching, wants to ask any questions, either on Facebook or YouTube, feel free. Don't mind. And the hair's actually just coming at the edge of the body here. It's actually still flicking out in the same direction. This is dedication. I really didn't want to let any of you down this evening again. Yeah, flip that pencil. And then as, because we flicked out here, as we're coming down the body, as we're flicking up, we're actually going to curve the edge over a little bit of the edge of the body here. And that's going to give that like roundness round the actual body. And it's looking very much the same all the way through. Give that a little bit of just a gentle smoothing. I'm not going to worry about this line right now. What we are going to do is make sure we're curving these hairs over his body. Staying with that 2H pencil for now. Lots of little lines to create lots of different layers in your hair. Again, give that a little smooth. And switch over to your 2B. Just on this line here, just going to add that little bit of depth. And then back to 2H. I'm really excited. On Tuesday I am filming my first colour tutorial, which is a bit nerve-wracking actually, because drawing in colour is explaining why I pick the pencils I do. A lot of the reason is I'm just testing it out, see if it works, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, well, back to drawing board, and that's really what I tend to do. So yeah, it's going to be a bit fun just explaining, but I've gone for a subject that I'm very confident in drawing in colour, which is a horse's eye. That's going to be available on my Patreon channel on both tiers, as it's the first one, and then we've got a couple of horses to draw in colour. I've got a big show coming up, so we're going to be doing lots of equestrian themes for a short while, which I'm sure some of my students won't mind. Just going to fill in this little area just a little bit more. Okay, again, a little bit for smoothing. I'm going to try and get rid of that reference line a little bit. Back with the 2H pencil. Yeah, the pattern isn't really changing coming down this body at all, actually. We get this left to a right all the way through. I really like drawing fur. I think it's quite fun. It can be quite tedious, but it's quite fun. Especially once you get the knack of it, you end up drawing loads and loads of lines, but it really does give you that realistic fur. Hi to anyone that's watching over on Facebook. Any questions you want to ask, feel free. Just we're on our final session now with our little bunny drawing that we've been doing. You can catch up with this anytime. It's over on YouTube, and it's on the event page as well. And it's available all the time, parts 1 to 5. Staying with 2H pencil. I don't think we need to switch just yet. One question I get asked quite a lot is it important to follow the hair direction? And the answer is yes. If you don't follow the hair direction when you're drawing, you actually get this flat looking piece. So if it's a habit you want to get into it very quickly and very early on. And you've got to watch it really carefully because the hair will change quickly, which we've learnt with this bunny. So many different areas that this hair goes in. It's the same with all animals. Go for your blending stump, just give that a little bit of a smoothing. And it's important when you use the blending tool as well, that or the blending stump, that you also follow that hair direction. You'll keep your fur lines, you'll keep it looking natural. just going to continue with this little area here. So this area here, this part of the forearm is really light, and then I'm going to cut in here with my 2H. You can see it there on the reference photo, and I'm just going to go for the 2B. Just got a little section just chopped out of it. Back to the 2H. Now the hair is actually changing now, so the hair is actually coming over this way rather than this way. Going to smooth in a little bit, especially around that little area there. Back to 2H. Getting a little bit of a smooth. And as we're coming down towards the forearm, the hair's going to come this way. Well, the fur, I should say. It's a bunny, so we can say fur. I'm so used to saying hair because I draw a lot of horses, and it's hair with horses, not fur. Just as you're coming back up, just match your hair direction. I just said it again. I said hair. Habit. Definitely a habit. Going to switch over to the 2B. I'm going to start by the forearm here. Still adding in the same hair direction, this curving over. Now I'm not going to be as harsh coming up the body here. It's just this area here, just so you separate it from the forearm and the chest or the tummy of the bunny. Going back for the 2H pencil. Smoothing. Just watch your hair direction. Isn't going too far down like mine is there. I kind of want it to be a bit more out there. I'm going to get rid of this reference line here. This is pointless. Same with that 2H. Sorry. make a very valid point, I say valid, make a very big point when I'm teaching over on my Patreon channel to not make the fur too uniform, because there's always hair going in the odd direction. And to be very honest with you, like this bunny's hair isn't very messy. There's some like wispy areas, but generally it's got quite a nice coat. So I don't really want to make it too uniform, too flat. So we'll probably use our mono to bring out some, like we did here where we just got some like flyaway hairs. We do the same. Give that a smoothing. Staying with that 2H pencil for now. Just going to get rid of my reference line. A little bit too deep. It's not really needed. So what I'm seeing here is the hair is curving this way now, so we've got these curves going on. Hopefully I'm not going too quick for you guys, so just let me know if I am, and I can slow down. And then just as we're coming to the edge, the hair's just going to again curve over the opposite direction. Give all that a nice little smooth in. Following that, the same directions. Let's go on to the 2B. Just work a little bit on this 2B. Just put in a little bit of depth. What I'm going to do is use my mono. I'm just going to bring down this. It's like a little area here where it's cut in, and then like so. It needs just to be a little bit more together. That's a bit better. Okay, staying with that 2B. Hi to anyone that's watching. You got any questions, feel free. Just see the numbers quite high at the minute. Viewers a little bit high than what I was expecting tonight. It's good to see you. My name is Rachel. Just finishing off this lovely little bunny that I've been drawing live. All parts can be found on my YouTube channel if you want to catch up and have a go. It's suitable for complete beginners. He's been really good fun to draw, actually. Right, go to your 2H. We'll just finish off this little area here. Just flick the hair out at the end. Go for your 2B. Just gonna allow this area here just to have a little bit of depth. This is where it's almost meeting there. And give it a smooth in between. Kind of don't want it to be too disjointed. Okay, 2H pencil. Now as you're coming towards this forearm, you may want to switch to your 2B after you've put down that 2H, so you don't lose the edge. You can cut in a little bit into the leg a little bit. And just come to this little curve bend here, and then we'll work our way up. I appreciate that I'll need to move the bunny up a little bit so you guys can see the bottom, so I'll do that once we are nearly there. We've got a tiny section here where the hair is actually curving the opposite direction. Got right hand curves, just a small section of it there. And again, it just joins up. Go for your blending stuff, just give it a bit of a smooth down. We'll go in with the 2B. That's my 2H. Back in with the 2B. Guys are quiet tonight. I thought you'd have loads of questions for me. It's not the end of the world. Again, curve that over again the opposite direction as you come close to it. So this drawing I'm actually donating to a little rabbit rescue here in Essex. I was meant to contact them last week, but unfortunately where we didn't finish him, I'll contact them late this evening, and yeah, you'll hopefully go to auction. 2B pencil and some vital funds for the little charity. They've got over 200 rabbits in that are desperate for homes. They got influxed straight after Easter, and it's still occurring now. They're an incredible little charity, completely self-funded, to the point where the RSPCA even take rabbits to them. It was really sad. We went and visited long ago, and helped us out in a very upsetting situation with our own group. As some know, I had 5 bunnies. Unfortunately, I had one kicked out of the group. It was really quite upsetting. We tried everything we possibly could to get her back in, and unfortunately she just was completely compatible at that point. We had a professional bonder. We literally tried everything, and she had to live in the big converted shed enclosure in a tiny pen, and she was just so stressed, and it was very upsetting. And they managed to find her a grieving male on his own, and she is currently living her best life, which is so lovely, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything without them. So I'm gonna support them. I miss my little Hazel, but knowing that she is just as loved as she was here is the best gift, best news I could ask for, as much as I'd wish she was at home. We had her for so long, and you don't get pets to just rehome. So really tricky situation. So I really want to support them where I can. That's what this original piece will go to. There'll be cards and prints, and I'll ensure that there'll be a small amount of I say small, there'll be a significant donation to the charity for whatever I sell of this little bunny. So I'll be doing that. I try to do that as much as I can with my original drawings, rather than them just sitting in my folder. Give them out to charities that can earn some money. Okay. I've got a bit of a reference line going on the edge here, so I just need to get rid of that. Looking at, we'll do this section. In fact, I'll lift him up a little bit so you guys can see the next part a bit more clear. Hopefully that's quite good for you. Okay, so this area here, we've got a very dark zone over this foot. So we'll go straight in with the 2B pencil. Excuse me. And we'll go over this reference line. Just trying to see how, I don't know what this, this is part of, is that part of the toe, that foot? Now I've got a big round bit, and I've got another bit here, random. Okay. Interesting back toes there. Go for your 2H pencil. So we've got left hand curves coming over, and then we're going to switch to our right hand curves. I'm not really sure about this line here, but I'm going to leave it. looking at here, we are switching back to our left hand. It's got our right still going a little bit there, and then we're going to go off to the left. Just a little touch there of a left hand, and then it's curving back over to the right. See how quickly that changes? This is why it's so important that we follow that hair direction, because it changes so quickly. Okay, let's move in. Go for your 2B. And we'll just work our way along again to leave here. So for some part of it we've got these on the left hand side, and then we'll switch, which is just about there. It's such a subtle change. Just kind of meets in the middle and then switches over. Give that a smooth in. I'm actually going to switch into the 4B just for this area here. Let's get some, tone it down a little bit more. Make sure you cut in a little bit to the leg there, just so it's not, again, it's not like a uniform like split off into this back leg. You can see that it's got that, you know, tiny hairs coming through. Thank you for the likes that are coming through. I think they're coming through on Facebook. I just realised I've got that mini feed so I can see people popping by. It's really kind. If you'd like to catch up with this, you can over on YouTube. I'll ensure to post the links to my page. And you can do parts 1 to 5, sorry, it's all there waiting for you. If you want to give it a go, feel free. It's completely free. Full materials guide and explanation how to do all this is all there. So, you know, take advantage if you want to learn how to draw. No matter your skill level, I assure you, I can teach you. Okay, go back to your 2B. we've got this switch again back over to the left hand side. Before once again it changes back to over to the right as it curves round the body there. Okay, give it a smooth in. That's just creaky floorboards upstairs, if that's been picked up on my mic. Excuse me. 2H pencil. Got over there, it's going over to the right. Hi to you guys on Facebook, thank you for joining. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Coming to the end of this lovely little live draw. It's not going to take us too much longer, I don't think. It's been really fun to draw him, or her, can't actually tell. This lovely little Netherland dwarf bunny. These little bunnies have huge attitude. Little nevies. Can you get me a drink? Just no. And there, one in the door.
What do you want?
Just commanding my I was going to say slave, but I don't think I should. Just asking for a drink. Let's move in. You see all that fur direction changes, how it's made it so realistic for us. Thank you. Okay, so just having a quick sip of a drink. Still with the 2H pencil whilst we're just finishing off the bum here. A bit of an idea for the next one. When I was at a show, I say a show at a farmer's market recently, a lovely old lady came up. Before I carry on this story, we've got left hand coming up here and then it's going into a right hand coming across. And she made a valid point. You don't really see a lot of the official old like English breeds like corgis and stuff on things. So possibly we might do a little dog. I'll have a little nosy through what I can find. Those that are, drawing with me tonight, if you've got any suggestions, anything that you'd like me to draw with you guys on a live, please, submit your suggestions. Drop me a message. Even tell me now. If there's anything you'd like me to focus on, I can check and see if I can find a nice reference photo. Go for your 2B. it's all about finding reference photos. I've got such amazing affiliations with photographers for zoo animals, which those that are already in my art classes realise that we do quite a few zoo animals, which is quite fun. But you know, I can still, you know, bring out a, I don't know, whatever you guys want, 4B. Just going to darken this bit down a bit more. It's I'm here to teach you guys, so if there's any animal that you really would like to give a go, the only exception I probably would say would be something like anything like an elephant or a rhino or stuff. It's just so complicated to explain at the moment, or a reptile. But anything with fur, we can give it a go. Excuse me. 2B. Have a think and let me know in the comments. We're just creating some shadows now. We could maybe do something like a leopard or something. I'm always down to doing something endangered. And a carpy, it's quite fun. It's not really furry, but I've got a beautiful reference photo from a keeper. Bit of a smooth in here. Yeah, just let me know, and I'll look at it next week. One time, could we maybe try a cat? Of course. Right, do you want a domestic cat or a big cat? Go for your 4B. I can put that through on Patreon as well, Evie, as soon as you're one of my students. Always up for suggestions. That was those that are on Facebook, that was a question through YouTube. I've got a couple of students drawing over there. Now you may look at the Learn to Draw live feeds and think, oh, an hour and a half, that's a long time. You'd be absolutely surprised how quickly it goes. So do give it a go. It's completely free, so why not? Yeah, let me know, Evie, if it's domestic or wild cat. I can look at maybe like a palace cat, so it's still like a wild cat but in very small form, so it gives you that kind of feel for a domestic. Palace cats are really cute. What I'm doing here, just popping in a couple of hairs and a couple of the spaces that I've just lost a tiny bit of detail. Remember to curve the pencil. Always look at a serval as well. They're quite small but still a big cat. Could be quite fun with the spots. Or I could just do a domestic cat. Or I could do all three. This little area here, just coming under the bum. A little bit darker. Either love both kinds, maybe domestics. Since we did Malika, yeah, Malika. So over on my Patreon channel, we did actually complete a lioness, which was really quite fun. She is such a beautiful subject to draw, and she's available even now to anybody that wants to give her a go. Give it a smooth again. Just a gentle smooth. You don't really want to lose too much of those hairs. Go and stick with the 4B. Just want that graininess of that 4B. Yep, I will look at I might look at a palace cat, Evie, because as I say, you kind of get the best of both worlds in a way. It looks like a domestic cat, but it's actually a wild cat. They're really quite sweet, and I could probably get a really good photo. In fact, I already can vision who's got me a photo already, so I will hook it up and probably put that on a live draw. So thank you very much, Evie. We will do a cat. And you'll still get the idea of how to draw a domestic cat. And I believe, I might be wrong, I didn't work with big cats, or any cat for that matter, but I think the palace cats are endangered. But do not quote me, I'm not 100% sure about checking. And if not, they're still really cute. They look very fierce but really tiny. Okay, just got this back foot, which, as you can see on the little, I'm going to point to it on the little reference photo, it's quite dark, so I'm going to go straight for the 2B. And the hair is actually coming over like this, over the foot. Yeah, they are really cute, palace cats. Let me double check. Are we endangered? Palace cats endangered. Are palace cats endangered? Near threatened. Well, there you go. We all learnt something new today. So it sounds good to me. I will have a chat with one of my photographers. She actually posted a picture of one recently, so yeah, looking forward to that. And just as we're coming up towards the edge of this part of the front paw here, the hair is just going to curve off the opposite direction, and then we are going to just slot that foot in. Like so. Go straight in with your 4B. Just so you can capture the sides quite nicely. Sorry. Oh, I can't wait to be well again. It's been weeks now. And in this area, just in this gap, just needs to be quite clear that it's dark there. And same just there. Okay, give it a smoothing. Oh, nice. Okay, go back for your 2B. We're nearly there, guys, nearly there. We do need to have a little play just in between the legs there as well. Otherwise it's going to look a bit weird. So I'm just going to add in my hair, this little area. And then for this little section, this little fluffy toe situation that's going on, I'm actually just going to do some curling, some circling. It's going to look a little bit like a sheep's toe for a sheep wool for a minute until we smooth that in. Then with my 2B, I'm just going to accentuate the area around it. Tiny shadow just over the top of it there, and just behind as well. Just make that a little bit darker, a little bit more pressure there. It's actually quite tricky to see how that actually is built up. Just a little dabble with your mono as well, and that kind of gives it that little toe feel. Go for your 2H for this second toe. Again, I'm going to do the curling. So it's so tricky to see exactly how it's built up, so it is guesswork, definitely. And then just smooth it in. Go for your 2B. Just cutting up a little bit into the sections here. And then randomly we've got, I think it's a little toe here, so like a little extension onto this part of the foot, so it's attached to one of the limbs. I just can't tell which one, so I'm going to make sure it stays in, darken this little area, the area around this little toe area. Very bizarre. Very, very bizarre, but it's there. It's then you've got a little section, a bit of a darkness going on, just coming through the middle. I'm just going to add like little lines here, there and everywhere, sort of. I don't think there's a right or wrong here. use my mono like so. Little dab through. Very, very strange. Still got my 2B here. Just strengthening a couple of these zones. I'm just gonna cut in a little bit. A bit more. And I think now all we've got to do is this central little bit and then the whiskers. So I'll just bring him to the middle. Just tidy this little area up a little bit more. Okay, so it is really black in this centre bit, so I'm going to go straight in with the 4B. Now, around your hair here, you kind of want to make this darker than what's already down, so just cut up into that hair there. So then you're not taking away the fluffy section that you've done. Just go for a dark central part. Remember, once you've put it in, it's going to be difficult to remove. As you can see, I'm coming down. One side and then I'll come down the other. Be very gentle here. Don't go too dark too quickly. Just take that time. And don't go massively dark here. Do a little bit of swirling. Because how we finish this is going to be important. Now I'm just going to use quite a thin blending stump here. Just give this a smoothing. Try and watch my edges. Smooth it into the hair there. I can still see my edges. Okay, I'm going to go back in with that 4B again. Just making that central part there darker, leaving the rest. And I think what we're going to be doing very shortly is using our mono to bring back in those lovely hairs that we had. And I think what we're going to need to do, we can't kind of leave, or can we leave the dark? I feel like, I'm going to go for my main one. Whatever we do, we need to kind of do underneath. So I think we're going to have to create a bit of a dark platform for it to sit on very carefully, and using a dirty blending stump will help us with that. I think that's going to help anchor him down. So yeah, I do think we need to do something. I think he does need to be sitting on something like that. But the depth I want to keep up until around about here. And then allow it to lighten up. The shadowing can be quite a tricky thing. So what's important is looking at your reference photos and seeing those shadow points. We've got a shadow point here, and then we've got a shadow point here underneath these toes, like so. So this is where I'll always put, you look for those dark zones before you add it in. So I feel like the dark zone can come down a little bit more. On this side at least, you can just see it there. It just needs to be that touch darker around the actual foot and then lighten off. And remember to graduate that shadow away. You kind of don't want the darkest point all the way around your subject. It'll have a shadow, but it needs to either be a graduating shadow or a deep and then allow it to come away. Hope that kind of made a bit of sense. If not, I can try and explain that a bit better. What you don't want is to what I'm trying to say is you have your darker points, which you can see on the reference photo. You've got dark points here, dark point there, a dark point here. You don't necessarily have a dark point coming all the way around, but you will still have a shadow there. So you want to add your shadow in, but keep it light in a certain zone, or in the lighter zone if you like, and then graduate it, like smooth it in. So it's still got one, but it's not as deep as over here. You want it to be pulled into where your deepest point is. That's what I'm trying to say. I got there eventually. I went round the bush with that one, but I got there eventually. We just need a bit of a more shadow under here. And what you now need to do oh, hi, yeah, they're cute, aren't they? Nick, thank you. Just need to darken the hair here. So you don't have too much of light hair coming through at the bottom of his bum. You still get that dark area, and then it graduates up into the hair. It's very chunky paws actually, I didn't even notice. A very chunky paw for a tiny rabbit. They are very little bunnies, but super cute. Just dropping the shadow down. I'm going to go from a 4B. Just going to darken up a little bit just on the edge of this area here. Just where it's a little bit too light coming next to the dark point. So, and then I'm going to jump onto the mono eraser and just bring in some of these hairs that we may just have lost a little bit of. I don't want it to be too clean, I just want it to you to see some of the hairs come back. Like so. Going to lighten up this paw a little bit. Just lighten up a bit of the area. Same over here. And I think it's time for whiskers, I think. Or actually, just use your blending stump, your dirty end of your blending stump, just to add a little bit more of a shadow. Forget about that foot there. I'm just gonna insinuate the detail of my 4B, and then with the hair, just, I know it's very light on the reference photo, however we do need to show that paw there, that it is actually sitting on something. But I'm also just going to take a little bit of that away. Just needed like just a little sit back. Oh, interesting. Nice fingerprint right there. So what I'll do is I'll just draw around that and you'll never know. This is what's great with the blending stem, is you can really just pull out that shadow that little bit more. Could even go, might go a little bit touch darker, just in the centre here. Yeah, it's fab. Okay, whiskers time, and then we are done. Let me have a look at these whiskers. Oh, nice sharp 2B by the looks of it. Just gonna sharpen up. We have got a bit of white whiskers coming through. It might be a bit tricky to remove them. Nice clean edge of your mono. Go for your 2H. Nice sharp 2H as well. I think we've got a bit of both going on. Got whiskers coming all over the place. Let me just bring him right down into the correct position for you guys. It's going to be a bit on the wonk for me, but a bit more straight for you guys. Okay, so yeah, he's got lots and lots of whiskers going on, and they're curving round, and they're coming out, and they're going up, and they're coming off the edge of the paper as well. The ones off the edge of the paper, you use your sharp 2H. So you've got some coming up round the eye here. So again, you've got, you know, just, this is going to be very much up to interpretation, but make sure your pencil stroke is really light, because it is the edge. Really light pencil stroke, and curve them around. They truly do have so many whiskers, and they're so important to them. You know, they search their whole environment with these whiskers. It delivers messages to the brain of exactly what, you know, what they're touching, and is it safe? It's so clever. They can feel through all the grass that they're eating. Just amazing. I'm going to switch over to my 2B. I've got a couple of darker whiskers coming down. Again on this side as well. Needs to be a sharp 2B. I'm going to go for my mono now. I'm going to drag it over. I'm not going to worry if it pulls it out completely, but I'm going to make sure that the whiskers are thin, so using the thin end of my mono. And they're crossing over as well, so do that with your, got one coming off the eye there. Also got one coming out of the cheek. My 2B. Okay, I'm just gonna drag them in, clean off a little bit more. Even a couple of whiskers coming up here as well. And there we have it. I'm just going to lift up this screen. I am super pleased with how he looks, so I'm just going to lift him up so you guys can get a good look at our bunny. It's still a little bit too I'll go up a bit more. Is it going to let you guys see the whole thing? But I'm going to call our bunny completed. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that has done this bunny from the beginning and stuck with me, and I'm sorry for the 2 calculations that we had to do, but here he is. He's all done. He's super cute, and please post your work. I would love to see it. Drop me a message if you don't want to put it on a public forum. It would mean a lot to actually be able to see what you guys have achieved, and I bet your work is amazing. Don't be ashamed, afraid or anything. I'd just love to see it. So thank you so much. I hope you guys over on YouTube have enjoyed it as well tonight. Don't forget, you can sign up to my Patreon anytime, so if you want to come and learn to draw more animals, then feel free to have a little look on my website and you can see all the animals there that are already uploaded, including the chimp. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll let you know how the little bunny does at auction. So you guys take care, have a great evening, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Take care. Bye bye. No worries, Evie. Take care.